Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Greetings, Galactic Earth Angelics of the 144. I am Paul White Gold Eagle with PrimeDisclosure.com. We have a very special transmission for you today about a new Earth vision that my Sacred Condor and I are holding for all of humanity, and see if it's something that synchronizes with you, that resonates with you, that you can work with us in manifesting together. There's a series of books from Russia called the Ringing Cedars about a divine goddess, divine feminine, that lives in the woods out in nature in Siberia. And it's very popular in Russia. It's sold millions of copies around the world. My Sacred Condor has read all of them. There's about 10 volumes. I started reading the first volume, but I've studied about what Anastasia, or you might say Anastasia, her vision and her people live in as one with nature, but it's what is called the kin's domain. Now, a kin's domain is each family is a caretaker of property. Now, this synchronizes with what we're seeing for the New Earth communities, where each family has a home and takes care of, say, 3 to 5 acres of land, and of course living sustainably with nature, living off the grid as much as possible, growing organic foods, bartering, all these things that many of us are holding for the New Earth communities. And this will be built around healing centers and healing communities, wellness centers, healing centers, using the latest technologies and ancient teachings, practices, arts, spiritual arts, such as Reiki, pranic healing, hands-on healing, energetic healing, acupuncture, acupressure, all these things. So one of the things, an experiment, a great spirit came to Anastasia and showed her that humanity, that the world was heading towards a cataclysmic timeline. We've seen throughout history multiple times, many believe that there's been at least 6, 7, 8 major cataclysms, such as floods, fires, meteors, whatever, that shifts this realm, this reality, into a new reality. And such as Atlantis, when the timeline shifted, and she was shown that we were heading towards a cataclysmic timeline, that the old timeline was going to end with a cataclysm and then be restarted, rebooted into the new Earth. And she put the message out years ago to her people and to anyone that would listen, to hold the vision of a peaceful transition, of a new timeline where we don't have to go through a cataclysm. And she believes that we have achieved that, as do myself and our team, our people, our tribe. We believe that we did avert consciousness, humanity, from the cataclysmic timeline to a peaceful transition to the new timeline of the new Earth, that we don't have to go through a major cataclysm for this shift to happen. We're still in the midst of this shift, what we call the Great Awakening, or the event, the rapture, goes by many names. We're still in the process. We're not fully in 5D yet. Gaia is 5D and beyond. She's anchored in, but she's still going through a ascension process too, to reach to the higher realms. We're catching up with her into going through the 3rd, 4th density. We are anchored into the 5th, but we're not living out the 5th dimensional reality. We know this because there's still pain, suffering, struggle, all these negative things of the lower density. Once we're fully in 5D and totally shifted to the new Earth, there will be no more suffering and pain and negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So that's kind of like the litmus test. We're getting glimpses. We're having longer and longer time moments in 5D. So the experiment we'd like to do, say every day around 2 p.m., we want this collective energy to come together and hold the vision for at least 73 seconds of the kin's domains, where each family is living in harmony with nature. We're caretakers of the land, and we have communities built around this concept of kin's domain. Now, you can listen when there's a starseed. I believe her name is Jessica Schaub or something like that. You can just do a YouTube search for Ringing Cedars, Anastasia, and she reads all the books, every volume. I think there's 8 or 9. And you can learn more about Anastasia. She's very famous in Russia and Asia and surrounding areas. She's becoming more popular all over the world. And there's a foundation, the Anastasia Foundation, which teaches the concepts in the books. There's also an organization that's helping people to secure the land with, they call land patents. It's a patent on the land, which once the land is patented in your name, in your legal name, then it's impossible for anything or anyone to take that land, take your property. Because over the years, the governments in every country all over the world, eminent domain and all these things where they can take people's land and basically steal it from people, even if they paid for it, even if it was given to them. These deeds and mortgages, all these things don't protect the individual. So you could look that up, land patents. I think Inspired is the one channel that's been interviewing the guy that started the Anastasia Foundation. I believe he's in America. This past weekend there was a event teaching the concept of the Ringing Cedars, Anastasia, the kin's domain, and land patents, all these things. So you can search that up too. Now, we hopefully see critical mass we're seeing is the 144,000. Of 144,000 starseeds, especially those in divine union, the Heros energy put into this vision of the new earth and all humanity living in harmony and peace with each other, with the land, with Mother Nature, Pachamama, and building these sustainable communities that could shift really quick. This is just going to help accelerate the timeline to the new earth. So we'll start this, and please help us to get this message out to more of our people. We don't get many views, maybe 2,000 average every video, so we're hoping to get this video out to 144,000 minimum to every day. If this resonates with you, obviously only do this if this is part of your vision, and what you see for the new earth is for 73 seconds every day, 2 p.m. PST time. Hold the vision of the kin's domains, the new earth energies, the sustainable communities, people living in harmony with each other and the land, and growing food and building communities around healing, health, wellness, abundance, prosperity, living in peace, privacy, raising happy families. Because at a minimum, that's our basic right. That's our divine birthright, is each family to have a beautiful home in a beautiful private setting and living in these beautiful communities. Walela just flew up. We have a little bird feeder right above where I'm recording, and she's having a little meal. Little Walela, the hummingbird, so beautiful. She visits us all day, every day, feeding on her little sweets. So if you could help us distribute this video, if you can share it, there's a little share button underneath. You could share it to all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those. Share it. It helps if you comment. Watch the video all the way through. Watch it multiple times. Leave multiple comments. Like, subscribe to the channel, of course. And please share this. We're trying to get this out to enough of our people and see what happens over the next 30 days. If enough of us can etherically connect through the ethers, it's important at the same time. So if you look up 2 p.m. PST, see what it is in your time zone. Pacific Standard Time is where we're at. 2 p.m. every day for 73 seconds or more. It doesn't take long, but to hold the vision for that 73 seconds, hold the vision of the new earth and all humanity living in peace, prosperity, and abundance and love. You know, everyone desires to be loved and to love and to live in peace and harmony with our family, with our communities, and with the world. So thank you for joining me today, and thank you for sharing in this beautiful vision of the Kin's domain, the new earth, heaven on earth. In la ketchalakin. Namaste. The eagle and the condor love you all. Aho.